Hi, my name is David Tootell. This trimester in 1399 Education and Society, we have learnt the importance of teaching, the significance of accepting diversity, and the substantial influence teachers have on their students. This course has shown us the importance of teachers and educators having a comprehensive and discerning understanding of diversity. We now know that there are countless factors that influence and affect students' learning experiences throughout their time in the classroom. After analysing and evaluating the factors of difference and taking into consideration of what different philosophers and educators have written, I have created my own emerging philosophy of education. My philosophy is that getting to know your students and building a mutual friendship with each and every diverse child is the first step teachers should undertake before properly educating them. My emerging philosophy shows how I will take up the challenge of teaching and enlightening diverse learners in ways that reflect not only educational excellence, but also educational equity and justice. Just as American author and educator Parker J. Palmer stated, good teaching cannot be reduced to technique. Good teaching comes from the identity and integrity of the teacher. The ways in which schools react to and cater for increasing student diversity needs to change in order to have a system that effectively values both excellence and equity. Students require teachers who can create opportunities for them to get involved and participate. Students require teachers who can create opportunities for them to get involved and participate. Students need practice at participating as both listeners and readers, and as speakers and writers, so that they can develop their own identities. In the last 10 weeks, there were many mottos and catchphrases being delivered by tutors and lecturers. Making the familiar strange and the strange familiar, and teach students not the subject, were two that stuck with me. These mottos were made for us to truly understand that each and every teacher should be teaching each and every student, no matter what factors affect their learning. There is so much more to teaching than simply educating subjects to the children. Teachers are in charge of making their students learn by catering for the students' needs. If a particular student is not catered for and is not provided with the necessary requirements, odds are the student will feel unwelcome and feel like they do not belong in the classroom. Therefore, will not learn efficiently at all. Whether it be because of race and language, culture, religion, gender and sexuality, socioeconomics, anxiety and depression, there are so many factors students behold that will stop them from learning efficiently and effectively. That is why, as per my philosophy, building a friendship and getting to know the beliefs and understandings of each diverse student will allow the uncovering of the students' conditions and requirements that teachers will then have to supply. Education and the work of teachers is shaped by historical and cultural context. In other words, as the world changes, so does the way teachers have to teach. The Melbourne Declaration, for example, was a series of goals made by the government during the time period between 2009 to 2012. The Ministerial Council of Education, Employment, Training and Youth Affairs 2008 put forward that Australian schooling promotes equity and excellence as Goal 1, and as Goal 2 that all young Australians become successful learners, confident, creative, active and informed citizens. The aim was to go from a non-inclusive to an inclusive outlook of all diverse students with different needs, requirements and backgrounds. It is therefore important in the education department for all teachers to have the ability to acknowledge and cater for all students with a range of diversities and abilities. The government placed the Melbourne Declaration in 2008 as Australia is a multicultural country that needs to understand diversity. Educational thinker Parker J. Palmer and American philosopher Noddings have been studied to support my own philosophy. The two activists have very similar beliefs in terms of educating students, as they each put the student first, much like my own philosophy. For Palmer, the end goal of his philosophy is that each of his students should develop their own authentic and genuine self. As explored in Nell Noddings' published book, Caring, A Relational Approach to Ethics and Moral Education, 1984, it is clear that her philosophy is strongly renowned by her immense belief of the ethics of care in the classroom. To summarise, Nell Noddings believes that caring for the student and making them feel welcome, safe and comfortable is the first primary step for educating. On the other hand, Parker J. Palmer wants students to develop into their own authentic and genuine self. He allows the students to make their own choices and learn from their own mistakes, while giving them a sense of security, knowing they can always come to him for guidance. Hence, this demonstrates that both philosophers care for their students' well-being and development. Lastly, my philosophy now involves the significance of getting to know the students and building a safe environment. This will make a long-lasting impact on their health and well-being, as well as their academic excellence.